What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today for a review of Life at the Lockup. You guys, I'm so sorry that we didn't do Life at the Lockup last Friday or Saturday. YouTube, I just been having issues with them. They've been flagging my videos. I don't know why they flagging my stuff, but that's why I didn't do Life at the Lockup. After I did Ready to Love and my video from my other channel, I was just like, you know what? I can't do it. Can't. So sorry, you guys, but we're here tonight. We're here today. Season 3, episode 55, Confessions of a Serial Killer. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this episode wasn't that good. I haven't watched last week's episode, and I can tell you guys right now, this episode review is not going to be that long. I don't expect it to be that long, because these notes ain't that long. Yeah, it's not even like a full, maybe it might be like a page and a half. But before we get into that, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and or not yet subscribe to the channel, then I'm gonna need you guys to do me a big favor. Stop taking down this date, having me pay for it at the end of the date. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, turn your notifications on, share the video, and with that out of the way, without further ado, let's get into Life at the Lockup, shall we? All right, guys, let's start up with Brittany and Ray. So now I haven't watched last week's episode, so I don't know if they showed any. Well, no, they obviously didn't, because we picked up with Brittany and Ray in this episode. So you guys remember in the last episode that Brittany's extra friend came over to the house, and you guys remember that Brittany was upset about the fact that Ray had left, went to his cousin Bink's house, and she had been calling him. He hadn't answered her, so she was wondering if there were other women over to the house. So she showed up over there looking extremely stupid, right? Like, you are doing way too much, ma'am. First of all, this man just got out of prison. So you tracking him down and stuff like that, one, that shows a lack of trust on your part. Number two, the man comes out of a place where he had no privacy, he had no control, he had no nothing. And here you are trying to be like a warden to him. Like, loosen up the shackles, so to speak, right? Now, if his GPS is on, and you can see his GPS, why do you then think that this man is cheating on you? It just makes no sense to me, right? And then if his GPS is on, it doesn't take, like with the GPS locator, it doesn't necessarily tell you exactly. Well, actually with the iPhone, it kind of does, because it'll tell you someone's location if you click on the maps. Yeah, I guess so. You can find out where the person is exactly, because I was about to poke a hole in that one, but yes, you can actually. So but even if he's cheating, why would he have his GPS location on, knowing that you can see that? That's not that smart. That's actually stupid and counterproductive, right? I'm gonna cheat on you, but I'm gonna have my GPS locator on, so that way you can track me and pull up on me and find the woman that I'm cheating on you, woman or a man that I'm cheating on you with. Yeah, girl, go to hell. And you look crazy as hell. So she pulls up to the door and she starts knocking on it like she's the police or something. Ray comes to the door. She comes in and she sees Bink and I guess one of Bink's friends right there, right? I don't know why she keeps saying this. Like, I didn't know if he could have been a kingpin in a big house. What? So just because he's a black man and Ray just got out of prison, that means you think everyone in his family is a criminal? I can't stand Brittany. So then she asks the other man, "Are you a felon?" I'm like, that is none of your business. That was so rude and inappropriate. And he says, yes. She's like, see, you didn't know that. Like, you could be in trouble. Ma'am, I know that they can't be around other felons, right? But, they're not doing anything illegal. They're playing dominoes. So why would the cops then pull up to the house they're not going to pull up to the house without probable cause? I just want Brittany to shut up. So then she walks out and she says, "So you're not leaving with me? You're making me look like a fool." I'm like, "Nah, boo, you've done that on your own. You made yourself look like the fool." And she says, they go back home, because she left, and then he said, "You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go home." So he got there and she told him that that he never puts her first. I'm like, huh? You never put him first. It's always about Brittany, 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 Brittany. Never about what Ray wants. You know, you want kids. Ray's telling you to pump the brakes. You want to get married. Ray's telling you to pump the brakes. You want this. Ray tells you to pump the brakes. Ray wants to meet your mom. You say no. Like, no. And then she said he made her doubt her. How? You're the one that's been lying. You're the one that's lied this entire time. Ray has been open and honest with you. Isn't it interesting when you like the felon a little bit more than the non-felon? So the next morning we see that he made her breakfast. She said that she didn't sleep well and she overreacted. In her interview, she was like, she'll take a little bit of the blame. No, baby, you take all of the blame because that falls on you. Now, she got a new interview look, and that wig was an absolute nail. You know what? If I were, and then she's talking about her mom. If I was Ray, I would never want to meet her mama. Like, why do I have to show you my paycheck stubs? Who are you? The IRS, the CIA, the GPS, the DPS, the USPA, the UPS, the FedEx. Who are you? You're nobody. I would never want to meet her mama. I would tell her mama to kick rocks. Find a big rock and kick. Like, I would literally never want to meet her mother. Let's move on. All right, guys. Brittany and Marcelino, oh my God, they've just introduced us to another storyline. Why? Why did they introduce us to another storyline? Oh my God, this is boring. Oh God, they've introduced us to another storyline. Oh, they've introduced us to another storyline. I just don't understand why. So Marcelino calls Brittany's dad Gil, right? Marcelino wants Gil to come down, help with the kids, maybe even talk to Brittany, right? So he says, cool, he'll do that, right? So Marcelino asks Gio to keep it a secret. Child, I don't know why he asked a 6-year-old to keep a secret. Kids can't hold water. And Gio's like, Mommy, I got a secret for you. And Marcelino's like, well, cat's out the bag. So he tells her, and she gets upset. I'm like, why is she upset? I was thoroughly confused about why she was upset, but hey, she got upset. So then later in the episode, we find out that Brittany got an email from her biological father, right? So her biological father wants to meet her and her kids, right? So she went over to her mother's house and, well, not her mother's house, her friend's house that her mother's staying at. Child, when I saw that cat hop out of that cabinet, I was like, this is why I don't do potlucks. That is why I don't do potlucks. I don't do potlucks. Not for me. No shade to anybody. I just don't do. If you see me if you would say, hey, we having a potluck, I'm like, what did you bring? Did you bring something from the store? You know, something that wasn't made at your home. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be offensive, but I don't eat from people's houses because I don't know how people's houses are. Like, when I see people with their cats and animals in the kitchen, I just like, ugh, that is nasty. Like, your animal should not be comfortable enough to walk in the kitchen. They should be comfortable enough to walk to their food bowl and their water bowl. That should be it. Don't get on the counter. Don't get on nothing. Down, Fido. Down. So yeah, she's telling her about the email from her mother, about the email from her father, right? And her mother's like, if you want to meet up with him, that's fine. But her mother's like, that's, she doesn't know if he's changed or not, because her mother said that her dad was, on drugs, and that, he was mentally and physically abusive. And I believe that. We believe the women when they say that we believe women when they say that men physically abuse them, right? Physically and mentally abuse them. We should also believe men too when men say that. And I'm gonna talk about that later, because I think I'm gonna do a separate video for the Real Housewives of Potomac, because that, if you guys saw my community tab, that clip of Andy talking to Candace, it really triggered me, right? It triggered me because of a lot of things. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so her mother just says, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. She just doesn't want Brittany or the kids to get hurt. But we're gonna move on. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Lacey and Shane. Not really much with this one. I'm just really confused when it comes to Lacey and Shane. So this week I'm not gonna do the Lacey impersonation because I'm just really confused by this storyline, right? Because it's very interesting when you think about Lacey and Shane, right? So Lacey wanted Shane to take a Lacey had Shane take a lie detector test to see if he was cheating on her, right? But you're you're contradicting yourself, Lacey, because here you are, you're upset with Shane because Shane has been entertaining men on OnlyFans, right? But you are entertaining your ex boyfriend and John, and that's the thing. Like you Jedi mind tricked the hell out of Shane when you guys were at that doing the doing a polygraph test because Shane wanted you to do the polygraph test and you said let's go see a couple, let's go see a counselor, and if the counselor then says that I should do a polygraph test, then I'll do it. Like you're deflecting because you know what you're doing and it's wrong. Part of me wonders if this is all just literally for storyline because I don't know what to make of this. So Shane is outside. I'm like, so coincidentally he's outside on the grill this entire time that she's on the phone with John. I was just like, huh? And then she's telling John about the fact that she and Shane went and took the lie detector test, and that the polygraph examiner told her about the questions that were asked about him and men, and he failed them. And the fact that John answered the phone and he's with his new girlfriend, I'm like, this is fake. It's got to be fake. Like it can't be real. Cause I would if I was John's new girlfriend, right? And your phone rings and you step outside to take the phone call, I'm like, what's going on? Like, who is that you talking to? Why do you have to take the phone call outside? Like, I would have had so many questions for him about that one. And then, like I said, I still just question the fact that Shane was outside the entire time that Lacey was on this phone. So Shane never once came in the house and heard her having a conversation about him. Okay, I'm gonna play along for now, but I don't. Yeah. It's not making sense. It's just really not. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Stan and Lisa. Ooh, shoes. I didn't mean. I caught it. My bad, y'all. So, Lisa. Lisa wants Renata to pretend to be Jasmine. Now I'm confused. So did Lisa use a picture of Renata to catfish Stan? Like, who did she use a picture of when she catfished him? Maybe that's why she didn't want Stan to see Renata. Maybe she did use a picture of Renata. Who knows? So what she wants to do is she wants Renata to wear them ugly Party City wigs. The fact that Renata sat there and talking about these wigs are terrible, I'm like, Renata, those wigs look 10 times better than that atrocity that is attached to whatever. I don't even know what it's attached to. That atrocity that is in Lisa's head, those micro braid extensions, that wig, that Party City wig, it looks better. Here's the thing that I have a question about with them wigs. We saw Stan when he went and bought those wigs. So did that woman literally just switch those wigs? Because the wigs that he was looking at, those wigs actually did not look bad when the ones that he allegedly purchased. But then we got these Party City synthetic wigs. I'm like, wait. And they don't even look the same. They don't even look the same. They look like Yaki, and they look like if you they look very flammable, to keep it real with you. I was just like, damn, did Stan get conned out of a wig? So, WeTV, if I ask y'all one more time, I'm gonna ask y'all one more time to stop this. Stop abusing my eyes. Y'all showed us Stan in his bikini underwear. I was like, oh good God, why did I see this? I wanted to gouge my eyes out when I saw that scene. I'm like, ew. He was sunbathing. Ugh! The visuals. The visuals. The visuals. So Stan picked up Lisa, right? And Lisa and Renata did spend a night together, but nothing happened because they got into an argument with each other because I guess Renata doesn't agree with what Lisa wants to do with Stan. Girl, I wouldn't either. With the Jasmine plan. So they go rock climbing, and then she asks him, has he been talking to anyone lately? He says no. But then he tells her that, you know, when she left with her friend, that he went out on a date with his ex, Tina. She's like, went out with Tina? He's like, yeah. But that was it. You know, we just talked. So then she asks him, well, have you been talking to anyone else? He says no. She says, well, what about someone by the name of Jasmine? Have you been talking to her? And that was it. That was the last we saw of that, I think. Yeah. So I talked about Lacey and Shane, Stan and Lisa, Marcelino and Brittany and Ray, and Shawn and Sarah. Let's talk about them next, and we're gonna wrap up. So yeah, you guys, I don't know how long this video is, but I know it's not long. Shawn and Sarah. So I missed last week's episode where Sarah introduced Shawn to her daughter and to her mother. I'm just questioning why she even did that. So I guess her mother had her reservations about Shawn, and rightfully so. So Sarah has decided to spend the weekend with Shawn. I'm like, girl, why? Look at this man. Look at him. It would be a no for me. It'd be a no for me, dog. Shout out to Randy Jackson for that one. I'm literally over Shawn. They can get rid of Shawn and never bring him back. I would be happy to never see Shawn darken my television screen ever again. So, I want her to run like hell. Shawn is a yuck and a ew. So Sarah tells him, he asks her, you know, how did her mother feel about her coming? She says, well, her mother wasn't too happy. You know, they got into an argument, and your mother sent something is off with this dude, and your mother was 100% right. So so they had a little bit of a picnic, and I'm like, oh God. Because we know what Shawn's ultimate goal is, right? Shawn's ultimate goal is to have sex with Sarah. That's all he cares about. It's not about, you know, getting to know her. It's about getting in her pants. And it's just a big nasty for me. And so they eventually went to the bedroom, and they started making out with each other, right? And she said, do you have a condom? He said, yeah. I'm like, Shawn, you don't even give me Magnum vibes. You give me Durex vibes. You give me the fact that you wear a Durex. That's what you give me. You know, you just don't give Magnum. For me, when I think about you, I don't really think about you in that way. But when I think about, if I was to say, if I was a woman, I'd be like, and I were thinking, what kind of condoms does Shawn use? Well, it's definitely not a Magnum. It's definitely not hell, he doesn't even use a Lifestyle. I would really think that he uses a Durex. And if you guys don't know, Durex is the smaller ones. They're not that big. I'm like, yeah, I would think he uses a Durex. You know what? I was about to say something, but it's personal business, and I don't want to give y'all my personal business. But someone actually gave me some Durex once before. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? And it wasn't in the moment. Somebody just actually gave me a package of. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? I'm like, I can't. Never mind. Going too deep. But I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm like, I can't. Well, I've already said it. I can't use them. They're too small. I'm not gonna cut off my circulation. That's like putting a rubber band down there. So yeah, no. Sorry, you guys. Didn't mean to give y'all TMI. So they did the do, and afterwards he says he felt like they were really connected. I'm like, oh my God, girl, that negative energy that you got on you, get it out for you. So then he goes ahead and tells her everything, that he has 6 kids. She's like, what? And then he was engaged to Destiny, who was an ex-con. And she got pissed off on him, and rightfully so. Because she was like, you got mad at me because I kept one child from you. You kept six. And an ex-con and fiance. Yep, you guys, that's the episode. It wasn't much. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified of when I drop anything else. Share the video and it's the next one. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys later. Bye.